Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the murder at Haversham Manor. Can I kindly request that all cell phones and other electronic devices are switched off? Okay.
You said that was fine.
Just leave it. Leave it. Okay. Welcome to the murder at Haversham Manor. Can I kindly request that all cell phones or other electronic devices are switched off? And please note that photography of any kind is strictly prohibited. Also, if anyone happens to find a Duran Duran CD box set anywhere in the auditorium that is a personal item and I want that back, please drop it off in my tech box at the end of the show. Enjoy the performance. All right, we prepare for lights up on Act 1. Note for the cast, Winston's still missing. We need to find him before the guard locks scene. We need him back as cage as soon as possible. What's Annie doing on stage? Get her off so Chris can do his stupid speech. Oh.
Leave it. Just leave it.
We need it.
We don't have time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to the Corley Drama Society's presentation of The Murder at Haversham Manor. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Chris, the director, and I would like to personally welcome you to what will be my directorial debut and my first production as head of the Drama Society. We are particularly excited to present this play, as for the first time in the Society's history, we've managed to find a play that fits the number of Society members perfectly. If we're honest, our lack of members has sometimes hampered past productions, as was evident in our recent Chekhov play, Two Sisters, Last Christmases, The Lion and the Wardrobe, or indeed our summer musical, Cat. Secondly, I would like to apologize to those of you involved in our little box office mix-up. I do hope the 154 of you affected will enjoy our little murder mystery as much as you would have enjoyed Hamilton. As is evident, this time we have managed to secure a much larger budget. If we're honest, such a smaller budget has caused some ruptures in performance before, as was evident in our recent production of Roald Dahl's classic James and the Peach. Of course, during the run of that particular show, the peach we had went off, and we were forced to present a hastily devised alternative entitled James, where's your peach? Anyways, on to the main event, which I am confident will be our best show yet. So, without any further ado, please put your hands together. Stop. For Susie H.K. Brownswell's thrilling whodunit, The Murder at Haversham Manor.
Charlie, are you ready? We're all waiting downstairs for his Ignacio engagement. Charlie? Come along now, Charlie. You've been in there for hours now. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were having second thoughts about the wedding. Charlie? Hang it all, Charlie. If you don't come out, we'll come in. Oh, he's locked the door. Hand me those keys, Perkins.
Here they are, Miss Collymore.
Thank you, Perkins. Let's get this door open. We're coming in, Charlie. We're coming in. There we are. We're in. But what's this? Charles unconscious.
Asleep, surely, Miss Collymore.
Damn it, Perkins, I hope so.
I'll take his pulse.
What? I knew something was wrong. It's not like Charles to just disappear like this.
Ma'am, he's dead.
Damn it, Perkins, he can't He's my oldest friend.
He's not breathing and there's no hint of a heartbeat.
I'm dumbfounded. He was right as rain an hour ago.
I don't understand. He can't be dead. He was in a hospital. It doesn't make sense.
Of course it makes sense. He's been murdered. Good God, where is Florence?
Oh, she's in the dining room. Ma'am, shall I fetch her?
At once, Perkins.
Oh, but she's bound to have another one of her hysterical episodes.
This is horrifying. Do you think it was murder, Perkins? Or do you think perhaps it was suicide?
Suicide? Mr. Havisham? Never was there a man with more zest for life than Charles Havisham. He was young, rich, soon to be married. Why on earth would he commit suicide?
But why on earth would anybody want to murder him? Charles was such a gentle fellow.
Generous, kind, a true philanthropist. He never had an enemy in his life.
Until today, it seems.
Oh, shall I telephone the police, ma'am?
The police? They wouldn't make it out here for days in this snowstorm. No, I'll telephone Inspector Carter. He lives just outside the district. Hand me the phone, Perkins. Thank you, Perkins. Good evening, Inspector Carter, please. I know it's late. Damn it, I don't care about the weather. There's been a murder. Somebody murdered Charles Havisham. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you. He's on his way.
The inspector?
They say he's the best damn inspector in this district. He'll crack this case and quick.
Yes, very well, ma'am. And what shall I do?
Lock every door, woman. Not a soul gets out of Havisham Manor until the killer is found.
At once, ma'am.
And assemble everyone in here.
Right away, ma'am.
Good God. Charles Havisham murdered at his own engagement party. Good God. Charles Havisham murdered at his own engagement party. What a grim, grim night. Florence!
Charlie, no! I can't believe what I'm seeing! Oh my God! He looks so frail lying there. His skin cold to the touch.
Don't touch him, Florence.
I must!
You mustn't.
You controlling fiend unhand me! Oh, who could do such a thing? At the night of our engagement party, Cecil, come quick, your brother is dead! This way, Mr. Havisham!
I'm coming, Miss Collymore!
Get out, idiots!
My brother! Dead! It can't be.
Calm yourself, Cecil. Pour that man a stiff drink, Perkins.
Right away, ma'am. Charles always gets a scotch right here on the side table.
You know my brother. He had the finest collection of scotch in all the county.
Don't you think I know that, Cecil? He was my best friend.
Well, he was my brother. Mary.
Hang it all. Charles, dead.
My fiancé dead. I can't bear it.
You are to leave my sight this evening, Florence.
Oh my God. He's drunk the whole bottle. There's not a drop left. There's not a drop left.
Hang it all. There's another on the table.
Of course you're right, ma'am. This one is full.
Well, this is horrifying. I mean, who on earth would have the motivation to murder Charles Havisham?
I can't imagine.
This is madness. My brother was a good man. Who would kill him? I'm in shock, Mary.
As am I, Cecil. As am I.
It's unbelievable. My brother, murdered in his own home.
This is all more than my nerves can take. Mary, I simply can't stand it. I think I'm becoming hysterical.
No, Florence. Not one of your episodes. Here,
Yes, ma'am.
Well, here's to a good brother.
Another scotch.
Best whiskey I've ever tasted.
Oh, my Charles, my head is spinning.
Very well, Florence. Deep breaths.
I can't believe this is on the night of our engagement party. Another scotch, sir?
Yes.
Oh, my Charles.
My brother was a good man. But behind that cheery mask lay a darker side that many did not know about.
It's true. His smile was often near the air. For Katie, I was one of the few people fortunate enough in which he truly confided in. Damn it all, I've lost a true friend today.
We all have Perkins. Hang it, I've known Charlie ever since grade school.
I don't know how I'll ever be able to recover from this.
You move back home with me. I'm your sister, and I'll have it no other way.
Perkins is right. Charlie was often hiding a deep sense of melancholy and resentment. I have no doubt in my mind. It was suicide.
Suicide? Mr. Havisham? How can you say that? It was murder. Murder in the first degree.
Nonsense! Nonsense! My brother was jealous and paranoid, and I can prove it. Perkins, hand me his journals. They're on the mantelpiece. Why, look at the last entry. I fear Florence does not love me. The night of our engagement party. The night of our engagement party, despair engulfs my soul.
But I love Charles with all of my heart.
Like I said, driven mad with paranoia and jealousy.
The inspector! Oh, the heavens, he's here.
What a terrible snowstorm. Good evening. I'm Inspector Carter. Take my case. Wait, this must be Charles Havisham. I'm sorry. This must have given you all a damn shock.
It did. We are all still reeling.
Naturally. Tell me, are any of you the deceased's immediate family?
I'm Cecil Havisham. I'm his brother.
I'm Florence Collingmore. I'm his fiancée. Tonight was our engagement party.
Ah, I take it everyone is assembled here.
Yes, the only other member of our staff is Arthur the gardener, but I saw him leaving with Winston for the weekend hours ago.
Winston?
It's called Dog.
Ah, very well. Have you poured everyone a stiff drink?
Yes, Inspector.
Well, let's raise a glass. Let's raise a glass to a man we all love. To Charles. Charles!
Delicious.
Excellent! Lovely. That's a damn fine bottle, Perkins. It's the vintage.
Flammable and corrosive, ma'am.
Listen! Forgive me. You must all be distraught, but The sooner I can begin my enquiries, the sooner we can get to the bottom of this ghastly business. Mr. Havisham, Mr. Collymore, if you could please wait in the study as I examine the body.
It's such a shame for a man to die just 3 months before he's to be married.
I can't stand it. I mean, just look at him lying there.
This is most morosey.
Morose, indeed.
His stillness unnerves me.
Seeing a cadaver for the first time can be unsettling. Check his pockets, Mary.
Inspector?
Yeah, I need you to pull yourselves together and help me dust his body for fingerprints.
A letter?
Now to dust his body for fingerprints.
What was that?
Ma'am?
I could have sworn I just saw him breathing.
Breathing, ma'am!
Oh, nonsense, Miss Collymore. This man is dead. Thank you! Now that I've finished examining the body, perhaps you would take it down for the service quarters for the coroner to collect in the morning.
Yes, Inspector.
Mr. Havisham, Miss Collymore, if you could please return.
What do you think was the cause of death, Inspector?
Could be a number of things. Strangulation, suffocation, poison. Before the coroner fully examines the body, I wouldn't like to say.
Poison, Inspector. Surely not.
Try not to think about it, Miss Collymore. As soon as I finish, I'll speak to everyone individually, and then you can all get some space to calm your nerves.
Thank you, Inspector. This is all.
Thank you, Inspector. This is all that my nerves can take.
Yes, I shall return presently as soon as I have called the coroner. Perkins, please lock all doors and be careful carrying the body.
Well, thank God they've all gone.
Cecil, we must check him. It would be easy for the two of us to become implicated in Charles's death. If they find out about us, we'll both be suspects.
We were having a... We were having an affair. So what? It doesn't mean we killed the man.
Of course not, but that's what the inspector will think.
It's fine. We'll just go on as if everything is normal, except now you won't have to marry my beastly brother.
And we can be together and not keep secrets.
Soon, my love. But with Charles out of the picture, I must ask you a question. Will you become my wife? Charles is dead and he's never coming back. Achoo! Charles is dead and he's never coming back. I'm so sorry. Achoo!
We can never come between us again.
Marry me, Florence.
Oh, Cecil, I can't resist you. I shall marry you.
Come into my arms.
Oh, I shall. Kiss me. Oh, Cecil,
inspector's pencil. I'll be on my way.
Thank God he's gone.
Oh, kiss me 1,000 times, I'm yours! Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Havisham, Miss Collymore. I've come to collect the inspector's keys to lock us all inside. I shall lock the doors at once.
Thank you, Perkins. You don't think Perkins expects us, do you? That old fool, of course not.
Oh, enough words! Take me!
It appears I've forgotten the inspector's note. To what in God's name?
I was about to faint. Cecil called me.
I don't have time for this. Now that I have the inspector's notebook, I'll be on my way.
Damn these blasted interruptions!
Kiss me, Cecil. I can't wait a second longer. Kiss me, Cecil. I can't wait a second longer. Kiss me, Cecil. I can't wait a second longer. Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Havisham, Miss Collymore. I've come to prepare the room.
Very well. Put them down on the mantelpiece. Thank you, Perkins.
Oh, Cecil, let's run away from here, far away, together.
Soon, my love, but you mustn't arouse suspicion.
Cecil, tell me, who do you think killed Charles?
I have no doubt in my mind. It was your sister, Mary Collymore.
My sister, a murderer, and Charles dead? What a devil of a situation is this?
Not so fast, Inspector!
All seen. Be dead. But why would Mary want Charles dead?
Isn't it? Isn't it obvious? Mary hated the idea of her best friend and her sister marrying each other. She saw them at tonight's engagement party, and she lost control, and it drove her mad, and she snapped and killed Charles.
But if it is Mary, then what if our affair is discovered?
I have no doubt in my mind. Mary will try to kill us, as she did Charles.
Oh, I feel faint again.
It's okay, Florence. Just follow my lead.
I'm sorry to have kept you. But now that I've finished examining the body, our interview's going to proceed. Perkins, bring in Charles's personal effects.
Where would you like them, Inspector?
Set them down on the mantelpiece.
As you wish, Inspector.
Don't go, Perkins! I have a few questions I'd like to ask you first. Miss Collymore, Mr. Havisham, if you'd be so kind as to give us a moment's privacy.
Naturally.
Well, don't just stand there, Perkins. Take a seat. Go ahead, Thaddeus. How are you feeling?
A bit shaken, sir, but we'll be fine.
You and Charles Havisham, you were close.
Yes, sir, very close.
You don't appear very upset.
On the contrary, I am still taking it all in. He was such a kindly, charming man.
It's true.
You've met him?
Once at a local police station. He was a consultant on a fraud case I was working on.
I see.
And how long have you been working at Havisham Manor?
80 years.
80 years? 8 years.
8 years!
8 years! And have you enjoyed your time here?
My time here has been nothing but a pleasure. I feel there in my time here. I've been seen not only as a maid, but as a friend and a confidant. If you need me, I'll be in my quarters. Exits.
Exit.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, Perkins. If you'd be so kind as to fetch Miss Collymore on your way out.
No need. I'm already here. Don't ask too much of me, Inspector. I feel prejudice lost.
Ah, there you are, Miss Collymore. And you've managed to find me a pencil.
Yes, Inspector.
And my notebook. I knew I'd left them somewhere. I'm going to have to speak to your sister alone.
Very well. I'll be in the library if you need me, Florence.
Denise, oh my God, I'm sorry!
Don't fret, Miss Collymore. My questions will be brief and to the point, and then you can get some rest. Firstly, how old are you, Miss Collymore?
21.
I'll make a note of that. And when were you engaged to be married?
In the new year.
And when did you and your fiancé first meet?
Only 7 months ago, but my sister known him at school. She introduced us at a local gala, and it was love at first sight. I knew from the very moment that I saw him that he was the man that I wished to marry.
I've run out of paper. I never seem to bring enough paper to these things. Paper.
When you love somebody, there's no such thing as rushing, Inspector.
Did you ever think you were rushing into this marriage?
Why wouldn't I love him?
Did you love him then?
How could anyone have benefited?
Can you think of anyone who might have benefited from your fiancé's death?
Cecil?
Not even Cecil?
I wasn't having an affair. Don't raise your voice at me, Inspector.
You were having an affair.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Woo! Calm down, Miss Collymore.
Ow! But where did you find it?
I found your letter. The one addressed to Cecil, declaring your love for him and saying that the thought of marrying Charles repulsed you.
Charles read it, then...
But where did you find it? I'll tell you where I found it. In Charles's pocket.
Charles read it, then it was suicide. Charles read it, then it was suicide. Charles read it, then it was suicide.
Indeed. Or a murder conceived by yourself and Cecil Havisham so you could run away together.
You diabolical beast! I simply won't stand for this. Accuse me again, and you'll be sore wrong!
What's all this shouting?
What is this, Inspector?
I was merely interviewing Miss Collins.
What's wrong,
Nothing more.
Lord? Calm down! Stop shouting!
She's having one of her hysterical episodes.
Oh.
You were Charles's brother after all.
I'm sorry about her, Inspector. She's pretty dazzled. We all are. And it's, getting late.
Indeed. 11 o'clock already.
Do you have any questions for me, Inspector?
Yes, similar to those I asked Miss Collingwood.
Fire away, Inspector, and at your services.
Indeed. Firstly, you and your brother, did you get along?
Up and down. There was rather more strain on our relationship when Father died. It was no secret. He cared for Charles more than myself.
I see. That is your father in the portrait, is it not?
It is, yes.
He was the spitting image of Charles, wasn't he?
Ever since he was quite young, yes.
And you were the junior by 4 years?
Almost 4 and to dine out. Charles patronized and embarrassed me throughout our entire childhood. And when he didn't get his way, he could be quite unbearable.
I see. He sounds far from the ideal brother. In fact, it sounds like you two hated one another.
I won't lie, Inspector. We never truly saw eye to eye. If you're suggesting I had something to do with his murder, then you are sadly mistaken.
I see. It's a dark night, Cecil.
Inspector?
You can barely make out the trees.
What are you saying, Inspector?
I'm saying, Cecil, that tonight would be the perfect night for you to murder your brother.
Please, Inspector. Me and our brother had differences, but deep down we cared for one another.
And yet you had an affair with his fiancée.
What of it?
There was letters in Charles's pocket from Miss Collingwood to yourself.
You knew about that?
I do. As it seems, did Charles.
Well, bravo, Inspector! You found about Charles and I, but it proves nothing! Me and Charles, me and Florence had nothing to do with Charles' murder. But I know who does. Nellie Collingwood. Oh, Inspector. She's a dangerously unhinged woman with a devil of a temper. And Florence is her sister. Now, I've said this once, and I'll say it again. She hated the idea of giving her up to any man. She saw them at tonight's engagement party, and it drove her mad, and she lashed out and killed Charles. A crime of passion, perhaps, but there it is.
Thank you, Mr. Havisham. Thank you, Mr. Havisham. You've been most helpful. If you'd be so kind as to fetch Miss Collingwood on your way out.
Sure. Anything to help the progress of your investigation.
Hang it all, Charles. Who could have killed you? Everybody under this damn roof seems guilty. That's weird. There's something underneath these cushions. A letter? A letter?
It's underneath. Under the sofa.
Great Gatsby, Fahrenheit 451.
Under the sofa. Look under where you're sitting.
A letter.
It's not under the sofa.
It's a chase lounge. A letter. 2-year-old, but this is not for lose, please.
It's under that couch.
Excuse me.
It's under the couch.
It's a chase lounge.
Look,
Facebook Marketplace did not get the chase lounge.
it's
Right there.
Where?
It's look under the thing.
Open your eyes.
Don't make me come down there. This is not a
Come
comedy.
down.
You are not being funny. This is not like television, and I can see you as well.
And I can see you.
We see the ledger.
Those bloody Americans, yes. Wait.
Turn around and
All
look
of
under
you
that
are
chair.
Fine. Oh!
See?
There you go. Good job.
A ledger! A letter with Charles's initials inscribed on it. Let's see here. Notes, bills. Stop. What's this? You say I'm hopeless. That's why I went into this business instead of like football. A ledger. And what's this? A newly dated Gospel and Testament written only today. Let's see here. I, Charles Haversham, hereby amend my last will and testament to leave my possessions, my money, and Haversham Manor to one. Good Lord.
May I call you over you?
Thank you very much, Cecil, but before I speak to Miss Collymore, I have a few papers I'd like to review in Charles's study. I shall return presently.
Do take your time, Inspector.
Indeed.
Did you happen to find Florence?
She had run off into the grounds.
Tell me, what was your...
Where's Florence?
Tell me, what was your idea of Charles and Florence's engagement?
I was overjoyed, of course. I love Florence and I love Charles. I couldn't have approved more of the match.
Come down, Miss Collymore. We all know how protective you are of your sister. I'll get it. Good evening. Oh, it's for you, Miss Collymore.
Who the devil is it?
Your accountant, ma'am.
At 7:30 in the evening?
Yes.
Then hand me the phone, Cecil. Good evening, Mary Collymore speaking. This is inconvenient, yes. My recent deposits, what of them? Discrepancies. What are you talking about, ma'am? Gone? Gone where? £9,000 stolen? Good Lord! Perkins, get in here!
Yes?
forward.
Your pen, ma'am.
This whole business is a disgrace. Who am I speaking with? I shall report you to your superiors. Mr. Fitzroy, I'll write that down. Mr. Fitzroy. Fitzroy. No!
Oh, Fitz. Okay, Fitz.
I'll have you know that this has put me in a very difficult position. Now you look here, Mr. Fitzroy. I didn't authorize this transaction, but you find out your deal and you belong to that. Now you call me back.
What's that?
£9,000 stolen from my own private savings.
Good Lord.
Ghastly evening.
Miss Collymore, I feel I have a confession to make. Well, Florence and I were...
What?
So me and Florence, we were...
I prefer if you spoke it and not sang it.
Oh, okay, fine. Me and Florence were having an affair. What?
You and my sister!
It's not what you think.
You always were a snake in the grass, Cecil.
It's not what you think. Me and Florence are in love.
In love? My sister does not love you. How dare you lay a finger on her? Your own brother's fiancée? It's disgusting. No wonder your father hated you.
Don't talk about my father, Collymore.
Oh, the time has come for you to answer to me for your indiscretions. Draw your... On guard. Nice try, Cecil, but no match for my skill. Sometimes I forget you're Charles's brother. You're so pathetic.
That's pretty cool. I was always too quick for you, Collymore.
Rattle!
important we remain calm in situations such as these. And not let each other out of our sights. Where's your sister, Miss Cole?
She's coming now. Get in here, Florence. Florence, you've changed.
Mary, I'm frightened.
Don't worry, Florence, you're safe in here with me. What's going on, Seth?
Isn't it obvious? Cecil has lost control.
Oh no, not Cecil.
He killed Charles Knight, driven mad by his lust for you, and now he knows we've found him out.
I cannot bear it. Cecil would not do such a thing.
Well, this is a fine mess. The worst night I've seen in 8 years of service. 8 years of service.
Oh, save me, sister. Oh, save me, sister.
Don't worry, Florence. I shan't let anyone hurt a hair on your head.
I'm panicking. I can't believe Cecil
Cecil!
is doing this.
Try.
I shall faint.
You shan't faint. Confound it. What a devil of a situation this is.
Not so fast, Inspector! For God's sake!
Now we're all going to make it out of this house. We're all going to make it out of this house alive. You hear me?
Take cover!
Great Scott! Good heavens!
Me?
Don't panic. Cecil is crossing the landing. Quickly, Perkins. Hand me those keys.
Ah, here they are, sir.
Quickly, hand them to me, Perkins. Before
Here they
Cecil
are,
does
sir.
it. Thank you. Before Cecil bursts in. Time of death, 1:45. 5 o'clock.
Cecil, no. I loved him. I know it was wrong. I know I was engaged to Charles. But Cecil's mine. And I was his.
There, Miss Scully-Law.
How will I go on? Stop.
You. Take this body outside.
Yes, Inspector. I'll lend you a hand, please.
But 2 murders on one evening is certainly unusual.
Oh, Inspector, my fiancé lover killed on the same eve.
Just try to remember your breathing, Miss Collymore. Now is not the time for another one of your episodes.
I'm having an episode. I cannot help it.
Have an episode. Have an episode.
Not now, Mary. You do not understand my grief.
That's enough. Here, take one of your pills.
No, not more pills.
Oh, there it is. Who would have killed you? That's a good question, Miss Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we're going to get out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Yes, Inspector.
Now tell me, is there anyone else in the grounds other than the 4 of us?
Not a soul.
Well, the guard left at 6. The only other member of our staff is Perkins. God, I needed that.
Does anyone have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with a master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted all the doors as soon as you arrived.
Who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Miss Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we're going to get out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Yes, Inspector.
Now tell me, is there anyone else in the grounds other than the 4 of us?
Not a soul.
Gardner left at 6. The only other member of our staff is Perkins.
God.
Does anyone have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with a master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted all the doors as soon as you arrived.
Yeah, so then, who could have killed him?
That's a good question, Miss Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we're going to get out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Yes, Inspector.
Now, tell me, is there anyone else in the grounds other than the 4 of us?
Not a soul.
Gardner left at 6. The only other member of our staff is Perkins.
Good God, I needed that.
Does anyone have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with a master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted all the doors as soon as you arrived. Then who could have killed him? That's a good question, Miss Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we're going to get out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector, you've given me a chill.
Perkins, pour us all another scotch.
Yes, Inspector.
Now, tell me, is there anyone else in the grounds other than the 4 of us?
Not a soul.
Gardner left at 6. The only other member of our staff is Perkins.
Oh, God, I needed that.
Does anyone have access to the grounds?
No one, Inspector.
I'm the only one with a master key, and as instructed, I locked and bolted all the doors as soon as you arrived. Then who could have killed him? That's a good question, Miss Collymore.
And one we need to answer quickly if we're going to get out of this house alive.
Oh, Inspector. Intermission.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed the break. We'll be resuming this evening's performance momentarily, I'm sure. I must say I'm delighted to see that so many of you have returned for the second act. Obviously, I'd be lying if I said the first act went entirely as rehearsed. There were one or two minor snags that you may or may not have picked up on, but they are snags that you'd expect to see in any production. And this certainly hasn't been the worst first act Gormley Drama Society has seen by some stretch. Just last year, due to a casting error, Gormley Drama Society had to present Snow White and the 7 tall, broad gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going quite bad, to be honest. Yeah, she's
Anyways.
still unconscious, and we still can't find the dog.
Taylor! Before we begin again, one word of health and safety administration. Could I please ask anyone who has consumed any of the salted nuts available during the intermission to please seek medical help immediately? And now I present to you all the concluding act of the murder at Havisham Manor. Good God! You're right! It's one of us!
This is a disaster.
It's not over yet. 2 murders in one night at Havisham Manor? What a grisly evening. And
Frightful, sister, frightful.
And look, Miss Collymore, the snowstorm outside is building. If we're not careful, we'll be snowed into this slaughterhouse. We must discover the guilty person.
Indeed. The gunshots were heard coming from the library. I shall investigate the room. All of you, remain here.
This whole business is a disgrace. Now, let us go over what we already know.
We know that Charles was found murdered here, in his own private room the night of his engagement party.
We know that his fiancée was involved in an affair with my sister Florence. How could she behave in such a way?
Not now, Mary. You know that he too was killed on the same eve in cold blood.
The only thing we don't know is who the murderer is.
Oh, the tension in this house. Oh, the tension in this
I want to die.
That's the spirit, Lawrence.
Oh, now, Miss Cullimore, I must ask you an important question. Where were you when the murder was committed?
On the floor. The mustache.
That makes perfect sense. So was I.
Kiss me 1,000 times, I'm yours!
Of course, Florence. That's what good sisters are for.
Gosh. I wish the inspector were here. There he is.
I must speak with you, Miss Collins.
At once, Carl.
I must speak with you, Mary.
Of course, Inspector.
Before we speak, I must check that no one else is in earshot.
No one else is in here, Inspector.
What's the gun? One moment. I have found the weapon that was used to kill Cecil Abersham.
Good Lord, where was it?
In the library, lying on the table. Muzzle warm and the barrel still smoking.
Somebody killed Cecil with this.
Yes, less than half an hour ago.
But who?
I was hoping you'd be able to tell me that, Miss Collymore. We are friends, after all, aren't we?
Well, friends, yes, but I have no idea who killed Cecil. I was in the kitchen fetching my sister some refreshments when I heard I was in the gun shops with my sister and line.
I don't know what page we're on.
And I don't know what page we're on.
Besides, why would I want to? Besides, why would I want to?
Oh, yes, besides, why would I want to murder my oldest friend's younger brother?
Perhaps because you found out about his affair with Florence. We all know you're a jealous woman, Miss Collymore, ruthlessly protective of your sister.
Protective? I approve of whatever makes my sister happy.
Oh, don't play the fool with me, Mary. You shot Cecil Havisham in cold blood, and that wasn't the plan. I have something to show you, Mary. No doubt you'll find it interesting.
Well, what is it?
A newly written draft of Charles's last will and testament, dated only today. It appears he has changed the beneficiary.
Well, who will know this? Good Lord!
That's right.
He's living at Dr. Perkins!
Indeed. The time has come to find Perkins and tell her we know what she has done. Let's go find her. Yes, let's go find her.
Who in the devil could that be?
I don't know.
You're probably right, Miss Collymore. Quickly, we must get you out of harm's way. Charles kept a secret passage behind his bookcase. Oh. Step inside, Miss Collymore! You'll be safe in there, Miss Collymore. Step inside,
Winston, and we got caught in the storm and couldn't make it to the gate.
Oh, good heavens, Arthur, come inside. You won't believe what a nightmare this evening has been.
What do you mean? Whoa! Winston, down from the Chase Lounge.
Mr. Havisham was murdered tonight.
Mr. Havisham? Surely you don't mean Charles Havisham?
And not only that, his brother Cecil was killed too.
Wow. That explains the strange going-ons I've seen around the ground.
Strange going-ons?
A mysterious figure stood to the window of this very room, and the latch was forced, and I found this beside it. A laced handkerchief with a deep red mark and a distinctive scent.
Cyanide.
Precisely. Cyanide. Hey, Denise, it's okay. No, hey, you're a great actor. You're a great actor. You're amazing, okay? We've got to do the scene. We've got to do the scene. And you can tell from the shape of the mark that it's been used to hold a bottle. And not only that, it's embroidered with the initials. FC.
Florence Collingwood?
Yes.
Arthur the gardener, are you suggesting that Florence Collingwood slipped into Charles's private room this afternoon?
Florence Collingwood murdered her own fiancé.
Miss Collingwood, get in here now! We know what you've done, and we have the evidence to prove it.
How dare you, Perkins?
Perkins!
Oh, Inspector. Thank heavens you're here. These two have been accusing me of the most dreadful thing.
Hold your tongue. We all know what you've done. Whoa, Winston! Down from the Chase Lounge.
Winston, the inspector's here to help us.
I'm sorry about Winston. I'll put him outside.
Arthur, I presume.
I'm the longest member serving at the Havisham Manor. I've been here for a while.
He's been here for 90 years.
99 years. Dedicated gentleman.
My hips!
But Arthur, I was informed that you left Havisham Manor at 6 o'clock today.
What was that, young man?
Arthur?
It appears you were hiding in the grounds on the night 2 men were murdered here.
Arthur became trapped in the snowstorm and couldn't make it to the gates.
How implausible. I don't suppose you realize what you've walked into this evening then, Arthur.
On the contrary, it seems I have discovered the clue that will help close this case.
A handkerchief.
Monogrammed.
Monogrammed.
And stained with cyanide.
Cyanide!
And I noticed it was dropped beneath the forced entrance that was used to gain access to this very room and kill Charles.
Good God. How dreadful. I must inspect this handkerchief in closer detail. Mary, please, fetch my magnifying glass from Charles's desk.
What, Inspector? There is something you've not yet detected about the handkerchief.
I'll get it! Hello.
Rachel!
That's for you, Miss Collymore.
Who is it, Arthur?
you doing?
Join in, please. Come on, please. She has to read her message.
Mr. Fitzroy, thank you for calling again. This is a much more convenient time, yes. Another transaction traced. A one-way ticket to Silver. No, I have no idea. Fitzroy, are you there? Well, Fitzroy, you've given 9,000 of my money to somebody else. You're causing me more stress than you could possibly imagine. I shall hang up the phone immediately.
You look like you could use another scotch.
No. What's that? This whole night is disgraceful. I shall check my bank records at once. If you excuse me. What, Inspector? There is something you have not yet detected about the handkerchief.
What is it, Perkins?
It bears upon it the initials FC. I'm Metcalfe.
No, Polly, it's the murderer.
Inspector, me, the murderer. How
Are you
can
really
you?
trying?
You are the murderer, Miss Collymore.
You put
It is
it on
clear
my
for us all
business,
to
I
see.
don't.
You're engaged to be married to Charles, a man who, according to a letter, you despised. Not only this, but... Not only this, but you're engaged to be married to Charles, a man who, according to a letter, you despised. You were having an affair with his brother.
Collymore is the murderer.
Inspector, me, the murderer. How can you say such a thing?
I checked bank records.
You're lying, Lawrence. You killed him! You killed your fiancée, Florence. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm no murderer!
Yes, you are, Miss Collymore. We all know that's not true.
But it is true, Inspector.
You've been exposed.
Very well. Your name can easily be cleared, Miss Collymore. I must check Charles's body for evidence of cyanide poisoning. Perkins, Miss Collymore, if you'd be so kind as to show me down to the service quarters that I may check the deceased once more. Thank you.
Yes, Inspector.
Arthur, you will remain here with Miss Collymore and ensure she does not leave this room. What did you do?
Don't leave me with her, please.
You will not. Now behave. Get along.
You have known me for years. Surely you don't believe I'd do something like this.
On the contrary, Mrs. Collymore, it was I who discovered you to be the guilty party.
Oh, Arthur, how can you? Please, you must protect me from these fiends. I'll do anything to win your trust.
You know I cannot resist your feminine charms.
I have seen the way you look at me from across the ground. Even now, the way you're looking at me. Even now, the way you're looking at me. Even now, the way you're looking at me.
You are using your powers on the men as yourself. You can't pretend your feelings aren't real. Very well. Perhaps I have imbibed you. Then kiss. Then kiss me, Arthur. You know you want to. That's it for this.
What on earth is going on in here?
I can explain.
I don't think you can. Miss Collins, Arthur's aunt?
Second affair?
Florence, changed again.
Your wild accusations have driven me to this. I feel dizzy. I feel as though I'm about to faint.
I suggest you settle down, Miss Collins.
Where's your medication? I must have left it in the study.
Miss Collymore, you are a vile criminal.
And to think we took you in.
Yeah. You've manipulated me. I let my master down tonight.
And all the while you were plotting your fiancé's demise.
Oh, Inspector, all these accusations, I feel an episode coming on. I did not do that.
Taylor. To the episode now!
Okay. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Calm down, Miss Collymore. An adulteress and a cold-blooded killer.
I'm not, Inspector!
Yes, you are, Miss Collymore.
Oh, Inspector, I can't take it anymore. I shall faint. She's fainted.
It's all become too much for her.
Yes, quickly, lie her down on the chase. The ghosts of Havisham Manor, ladies and gentlemen, here to help us move.
Whoa! The ghost. It's crazy.
Oh, they are very strong ghosts, yes. Very strong.
Crazy.
And they look remarkably like the stage crew.
This is from crazy.
That's better. That's better.
I found Florence's medication. What's happened?
Florence has fainted.
Dear Florence.
Having another episode. Not waking her up. She's out cold.
But Arthur, was this the same person you saw outside your window this evening?
I cannot tell. Miss Collymore, can you please remove her hands from her face? It was not her.
Of course. You were taken in by a handkerchief planted outside the window in order to frame Florence. Because of her affair with Cecil, they both have plausible motives for murder, but the true motive belongs to Perkins. To Perkins!
Me, Inspector?
Yes, you, Perkins. It appears Charles made Perkins the sole beneficiary of his inheritance.
This has to be a mistake.
Save your pleading for the police station. Mary, handcuff her to the chase lounge, lest she escape before I can drive.
Please, Inspector. That won't be for hours. The snow is at its peak.
Yes, Inspector. Yes, Inspector.
There we are.
This has to be a mistake. Oh, what happened? Oh, I must have fainted. Curse my delicate constitution.
What happened?
I must have fainted. Curse my delicate constitution.
You did faint. Florence is. We learned that Perkins committed the murder.
Perkins? Perkins? But she's such a kindly old woman. This is all a misunderstanding. I didn't kill Charles, but I know who did.
Who?
Inspector Carter. What on earth?
Poppycock!
You did it because Charles knew about the policeman you were. Beasley. You said you met before that he was a consultant on a fraud case you've been working on.
What of it?
Well, Charles found the reason why no arrests had been made. Because the man committing the crime was you. You were the perpetrator. You were the perpetrator.
Never. You can't prove it.
Charles could. And that's why you killed him.
No, never.
I know your secret, Inspector. What will you do? Kill me too?
I will. Confound it. Confound it!
What a devil of a situation this is!
Not so fast, Inspector!
Charles!
Have a shot.
Sir! Charlie, I thought you were dead!
You're alive? It's not possible.
You couldn't kill me that easily.
But how did you survive?
I simply didn't drink the poison sherry you left out for me this evening.
Charlie, this is all more than I can bear.
Ever since we last spoke at the police station, it became clear to me you thought I was onto you. It was at this point I became afraid you might try to kill me. For months now I've had my guard up, and tonight fell into my trap.
You've been hiding in the grounds ever since this afternoon when you planted the poison.
You with the mysterious figure I saw.
I thought it was strange! I thought it was strange you got here so quickly in such terrible weather.
But what about the handkerchief? Bearing Florence
Precisely, and after finding Charles's will and his ledger, you tried to pin the whole thing on me. You damn crafty devil!
Crafty, indeed. Perkins here is as innocent as I am. Remove those handcuffs this instant.
Of course, Charlie, I have the key.
You need to find the key. You need to find the key. Denise, what's happening? She doesn't have the key.
Drop the gun, Inspector!
I mean!
Never! I came here to kill you, Charles, and I won't leave until the job's done.
So, Inspector, I can prove your guilt in a second. I have the papers in my study. Fetch the evidence, Perkins. Sorry.
Yes, sir!
Lower your weapon, Inspector.
What are you going to do, Charles? Shoot me in a room full of witnesses?
Don't think I wouldn't do it, Carter. You tried to kill me. I'd merely be returning the favor.
Please, Inspector, you're frightening me.
Please, Inspector, you're frightening me.
You ought to be frightened!
Arthur, hold everyone in this room. I'll send a wire to the local police.
You monster! You tried to kill Charles and you know! And you killed Cecil!
All right, I admit it. I tried to kill Charles. But I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it without the help of my accomplice.
Your accomplice?
That's right. Mary Collingwood.
It's true. I'm the inspector's accomplice. I helped him with the money, but don't think for a second I'm going down for this. Good Lord, he's locked the door. We're trapped.
Quickly, Miss Collingwood. Jump out that window.
Quickly, Winston, get a boy!
Down, Winston, down, boy! Quickly, we can escape through the study.
The papers, sir.
Thank you, Perkins. Will you please fetch my diploma from the library?
Yes, sir.
It's no use. Miss Collingwood. We're trapped.
Sister, I'm surprised that you... Sister, I'm surprised that you... I don't know what you've become.
Oh, I feel so ashamed. Carter and I found out that between the two of us, we could steal money from the sun-dry accounts easily. He had access, and I had the facility to move the money quickly and securely. That wasn't... Fine.
Sex death trap.
They sent us a death trap.
As for Cecil, you are Miss Rachel Act.
As for Cecil. Oh, yeah, sorry. As for Cecil. That was simple crime of passion.
I now hold in my hand a written list of every fraudulent transaction that Mary Collingwood and Inspector Carter made.
No, this can't be true. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Florence, your sordid affair made me sick. It broke my heart.
Charlie, look at me the way you used to look at me. The way you used to look at me. Look at me. Your reading glasses.
Thank you, embezzling police money. So, wait, no, that's not right. Inspector Carter had known that you and he were embezzling. Wait. Inspector Carter had known that I had known that you and he were embezzling police money. So he actually planned to kill me, planting cyanide in my sherry for me to drink. I still got the ring, Charlie! We can make it work! Then, he tried to pin my murder on my brother Cecil in Florence because of that affair. That is until your accomplice Mary blundered in and shot my brother Cecil. You then tried to pin my murder on Perkins instead, after finding my will in the ledger. Take me, Charlie, if you know what's good for you! What you didn't know, Mary, was that 9,000 pounds were taken from your private accounts this morning. And after framing someone for my murder, Inspector Carter intended to flee with a one-way ticket to Dover, taking every penny with him. I think it's time now we have a look inside your attaché case, Inspector, where we shall find the bottle of cyanide, Mary Collimore's 9,000 pounds,
And of course, your one-way ticket to round and round.
He then allowed you to take all the risk by storing the money in your private accounts, Mary. Now, isn't that right, Inspector?
All right, it's true. All right, it's true. Stop! All right, it's true. I forged your signature at the bank and took out every penny. I intended to flee once I found someone here to frame for the murder. I hadn't bargained on your accountant catching on this so quickly and telephoning you first.
You rogue! I trusted you, Carter. That was a big mistake. I'm afraid it's your last.
No! Pull the trigger. It's a fake gun. Pull the trigger. Bang!
The police are waiting in the hall, sir.
Thank you, Perkins. Please escort Miss Collymore downstairs. I wish to have a word with Mary in private. You're dead. Dead. Downstairs, Florence. You're dead again. She's dead. Mary, enough of that. I'm greedy and jealous.
Oh, I feel so ashamed.
Glass of sherry by the telephone.
Thank you, Charlie. Never that kind of supposed.
Drink it up.
Most kind.
Tell me, Mary, one last thing.
Whatever you need. I tell no more lies.
Poison glass of sherry the inspector left out for me. What do you suppose I did with it?
I have no idea. You're not implying,
Take a sip first. Take a sip. Take a sip. Take a sip first. Just die.
Just how dare? Oh, how dare you?
Oh no! And on my mother's birthday! If you could led you inexorably to this end. If men allow their conscience to be governed by avarice, then death and destruction shall prevail. Betrayed by my brother. Cuckolded by my fiancé. Almost murdered by my oldest friend. Let us hope we never again see. Another murder at Havisham Manor.